want to address a question to Mr. McKinley, and you seem well-versed in this, so I just want to understand. I've worked in the past in my state of New Hampshire with colleges and universities in dormitories and housing and trying to comply with local codes, and I know that there's a distinction between the international building and fire codes and the life safety codes.
Yes.
And I'm just wondering what the impact. I agree with your intent, and I want homeless veterans to be in safe conditions in New Hampshire. The facilities that I've seen have been very safe. But my concern is not to add to the burden and have an unintended consequence of inadvertently making housing less available to homeless veterans. So if you could comment on how this will work with the international code, the health and safety, the life safety code, and the various local approvals that might be required.
See how to try to answer that.
For the layperson.
If it's a, we took it some time yesterday, and I think they also began on Friday, trying to contact some other states to find out how they deal with these shelters. Because if the concern is over the $100 or whatever they cost, $200 or that's if that's going to be a burden,
We can deal with it.
think about it. Think about that. An annual cost of $100 spread out over your facility, or $200. We found out, again, in West Virginia, those inspections to see that they're in compliance are done at no cost. In Virginia, they have an annual state requirement. No one is complaining about it in Virginia. In New York, there's an annual local level for all publicly accessed buildings. And Utah performs the same thing of fire safety. In fact, they make in Utah, they have to fill out this 60-page document every year to give everyone a comfort level that the buildings are safe and that we can put human occupants in that building and they can walk out the next day. So I think the little bit of burden of having to do paperwork once a year, I think is certainly appropriate, given that we're putting people that are they're hurting emotionally, to give them the comfort that their living conditions, their environment, that they'll be safe. And I think we'll find, if we continue doing the research, we'll find that all across America there are those requirements, either to comply with life safety, the 101 and the National Fire Protection Agency, or some of these other codes, the ICC, which is generally observed for most of the states around the country. But I think every state has to comply with the NFP 101.
Okay.
That's all we're asking for here. Don't make it a policy. Make it a requirement when they get their license every year. And it may not cost anything, depending upon your state.
Yep. Okay. Thank you very much. I yield back.
Mr. Hillscamp, you have any questions? No. Well, thank you.